This is Game Set Match Kentucky episode 54, recorded on Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, entitled Aces, Appetizers, and Alfie. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky, where we talk about all things related to tennis in Kentucky, especially the Central Kentucky Tennis Series. I'm Chris Godby, the chairman and one of the founders of the CKTS, where the lines are good and sandbagging is for golf. I'm here on a Saturday morning, on a chilly Saturday morning in Russell Springs, kind of dreary outside. Chad Young is at his office in Bowling Green, and you just came off the court, as I understand.
Yeah, what am I doing here on a Saturday morning? At least it's not working. No, we played this morning, and so, you know.
Now, how many guys are in the little group that played this morning?
Well, there's a group of us of four that have played together. I've been playing with that group for about 16 years now, and we play Saturday and Sunday mornings early, and but two of them were missing this morning, so we had a couple fill-ins.
Okay, all right. Well,
it sure is nice to have an indoor facility, because we were dumb enough that, I mean, it is wet out there today, so we couldn't have played. But we used to play in 30s. Sometimes we play in the 20s, so that's miserable tennis. Tomorrow morning, the facility's not open, so it's going to be 43. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, it opens at 1 o'clock on Sundays, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, well, no tennis for me today. I shut the court down last weekend. There was some decent weather. I shut the court down, took the net down, put everything in the barn, and shut down the sprinkler system and flushed it out, and it's ready for. It was winterized, so. Clay
courts, if we have a freeze, they're pretty much done, right, for the year? Don't you run into issues if you get a freeze?
When the ground freezes, the tape, the lines are down, will kind of heave up a little bit, and the nails will stick out of the ground, and you can usually just step on them and push them back down. But when it's cold and it's been wet and not hot enough to really dry out the surface, the ball doesn't bounce very well at all. It's really slow and not much bounce. It's just not that fun to play on. I kind of figured out the other day the best months out there when we have the most fun are like May, June, July, August, September, and we can play some in October. So that at least that's five months. May,
I think
June,
it
July,
needs to be 50 degrees. I think it needs to be 50. I think it needs to be 50 degrees.
It needs to be. I mean, this was a kind of a homemade job here. This was not done by a professional company. Well, it was professional people that had never built a tennis court before. And, maybe there are better built clay courts that can play a better surface in colder temperatures. But mine, if there's been a significant amount of rain and not enough hot sunshine to kind of dry it out really well and harden the surface again, then the bounce is just not great. But I mean, don't make no mistake, we got a lot of good play out of it this summer, in the hot months, especially July, August, September. So we had a lot of fun out there, but it is shut down for the winter, and looking forward to getting back out there sometime in the spring. But hard courts are an option right now. Indoor courts are an option right now, if that's something available to people. And so there is still tennis going on. And the primary reason we're here this morning is to talk about Aces and Appetizers, which just happened 2 weekends ago at the Warren County the Warren County Tennis and Sports Facility. I have it written down right here, so I get that name right. Also known as Buchanan Indoor to most of us.
Right, that's right.
Okay. And so at this event, which we did this last year. I brought the audio equipment and we set up and we interviewed some people. So we did the same thing this time, except I borrowed a few cameras. I borrowed 3 cameras, and borrowed 2 cameras and brought my only camera, this camera right here. And I thought, I'll have camera on Chad, a camera on me, and a camera on whatever guest we're talking to. So I'd never done that before, especially on the road somewhere and setting it up and using it on the fly. So I thought, we'll experiment with this. So what you're about to see from Aces and Appetizers 2 weekends ago is very experimental. It is not high quality video. However, I think what is very good quality is what we get to hear from our friend Alfie CHENG. And for those of you that may or may not know Alfie CHENG, I mean, if you're around Tennessee, Kentucky, you know who Alfie CHENG is. He's on the USTA Kentucky board. He has been for a long time. He's originally from Malaysia, and he tells us the story in his interview of why he came to the United States from Malaysia to play tennis, and essentially why he is still here. So that was a fun interview. Did you learn anything from Alfie interesting that day, Chad?
Yeah, tons. It's one of those things where people probably might have a curiosity but are too afraid to be rude and ask. And because there's no, the only thing with Alfie is if you talk to Alfie, you'll realize that English is not his first language.
Sure.
But just because, somebody might have, Southeast Asian heritage doesn't mean they weren't born in Glasgow, so it's always, until you talk to somebody, you may not, pick up that they were born in another country. And it's just one of those things where, you may not have the opportunity to find out about somebody's story. And a lot of times they're more than willing to share it and talk about it. Because in his case, in a lot of cases, they're proud of where they came from and proud of what they've achieved, and they should be. And so, yeah, it was really neat getting to hear his story. Absolutely.
Well, without further ado, let's go to the tape and let's take a look at the events of Aces and Appetizers, especially our interview with Alfie CHENG. So we're about to get underway here with Aces and Appetizers. We've got some people coming in, starting to get trophies, starting to get their pictures made. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be a fun afternoon. And hoping as more people continue to come in, I think we're going to have a fun afternoon.
It's a little dreary outside. It's a little chilly. This facility is pretty hopping, so you might hear considerable amount of background noise because we've got a party over on the playground, and we've got people, here playing racquetball and whatnot, and then we've got some folks that are getting ready to head on the court.
We're going to try to grab some people for interviews if we can get them off the court long enough. But we've got somebody in mind I definitely want to talk to. We're going to get him over here in just a few minutes. And what else?
I don't know. I don't know. It's
how much cheese dip are you planning to eat? Before
it's a lot.
Okay.
It has finally arrived. There was a little bit of a delay.
Yes.
But
I think that just built up the anticipation.
It's what I've been waiting for.
Dip,
I don't think I'm going to be playing much. So, cheese dip is on the agenda, but we've got folks coming by to pick up their awards.
Mm-hmm. And you can't see the awards in this shot, but Trina Rickard set up all those awards for us. Grab one there and let's take a look.
There we go. So that's a played all 8 tournament award.
Oh yes,
there. That's
one of the rare green ones.
That's the one. That's the coveted one there.
Yeah. Okay. And so thanks Trina for setting those up. I think she's out on the court right now, but we're just going to kind of wing it today. We're using video remotely for the first time. So I know this shot isn't lined up just great, and we've got the
Coke machine behind
gray
us,
wall and the Coke machine behind us, but our guest will have a nice backdrop behind them when we get somebody in the chair here coming up soon. All right. So now we're here with our good friend Alfie CHENG, And Alfie, I've wanted to interview you for a while because I think stories like yours are fascinating, where you have moved to America for the purpose of tennis,
Yes.
right? So I just wondered if you would just kind of give us the whole backstory on where you're from, how you got here, and why you're here, and why you stayed.
Sure. It'll be a long story, but I'll
Yeah,
try to make
well,
it.
We got all kinds of time.
We have time. Let's hear it.
I'll try and make it concise. So I was born and raised in Malaysia. Started playing tennis when I was 8. My dad was my tennis coach. So I have 2 brothers, older brother Andy and a younger brother Alvin, and we all played tennis together and coached by my dad. And we were fortunate that we were pretty successful playing tournaments in Malaysia. And my brother Andy was national junior champion. He was 4 years older than me. So when he was after high school, he wanted to come to the U.S. to play college tennis. Being the national junior champion, he had a few offers, and he was actually on scholarship by the Malaysian Ministry of Education. And he ended up playing tennis at Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina. So he played there for 2-3 years. And while he was there, at one point, he got connected with Coach Tom Higgins at Eastern.
Yes, Coach Higgins.
Yeah,
I
Eastern
remember
Kentucky
him.
University. Got to know Coach Higgins, and after a few years, when it was time for me to decide to come to the U.S., my brother Andy talked to Coach Higgins about, what kind of opportunities he might have on the EKU tennis team. So at that time, I was 19. I was the current Malaysian national junior champion. Played some ITF tournaments throughout Asia, and I was ranked 200 in the world in the ITF in doubles. So I never spoke to Coach Higgins, but he actually offered me a scholarship.
Wow.
I know, it's an interesting story, but just based on his relationship with Andy, because Andy was in contact with him. So he had a strong faith in me and what Andy told him about me, I guess. So I've never talked to him or anything. I just came to the U.S. and he met me at the airport in Lexington and welcomed me to the team.
So he offered you a scholarship, sight unseen.
Correct.
And this is in the
1993.
Did you have any video out
Yeah,
there? Were you able to send any video or anything, or was it all word of mouth? Yeah.
Of me?
Yeah.
No, this is back in '92 when I played ITS.
So he probably seen some results and he saw your ranking number, but
Yes.
outside of that, he never seen you hit a ball.
No, not at
Maybe
all.
a VHS tape or something.
I never spoken to him until that point.
Let me go back. How big is tennis in Malaysia, or how big was tennis in Malaysia? Was it something that you had friends that played, or was it just something that your family kind of got involved in because of your father?
Yeah, it's not very big. The main sport is soccer.
Yeah.
We call it football. And at that time, we were pretty good in badminton and squash and field hockey. Just different sports like that. So tennis is not big. Still not that huge in Malaysia. But we were fortunate that my dad was a coach. That we're actually from a small town, smallest state in Malaysia, but we are fairly successful in tennis at a national level. So my brother Andy played Davis Cup for Malaysia, and I also had a chance to play Davis Cup for Malaysia.
What was your dad's tennis background?
So he had an interesting story. So he, as an adult, he played golf, and then somehow his friends got him into tennis. So he started tennis late, I think probably in the 30s, and he was a pretty good doubles player. But where he started so late, it's tough to get caught up. So he vowed to be a good tennis coach.
Wow.
So he went and went to many coaches courses. He traveled all over Asia and learned to be a good tennis coach. And definitely my siblings and I all benefited from that. And also our state. So he was a state tennis coach. And even though we are from a small state, but we always did well at the national level. So like I say, it's not huge. Our teams around Southeast Asia, we always lose to like Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia. We're not as strong as them. But we had a few successful players. You guys might have heard of Adam Malik, who played at University of Kentucky. He was probably the best Malaysian tennis player ever that we have produced. So he was All-American at UK. Former coach at Midway College, or university, I guess. So that's the story. Like, I mean, we just played because of my dad, and we have a group of friends that play with us in our state, and we all did well together growing up. So 1993,
you started EKU. Did you play 4 years?
I did. I played 4 years.
Tennis. Okay.
Sure did. It was a good experience. The first year was culture shock, obviously, and the level of tennis is a lot higher here, so I had to get used to that. But Coach Higgins was very patient with me and worked with me and my teammates, so I had to learn how to play more aggressively, and just a lot more tactics and stuff that I learned from Coach Higgins.
Do you still think it's that way today? I mean, you've been around enough. I mean, we have a lot of colleges in Kentucky that have a lot of international players. And it seems like the level that the international players are playing at is higher than players here.
Yeah, so that has changed a lot. So the American coaches are recruiting a lot, very aggressively throughout the world. It helps to have things like UTR, because now they can look at the UTR ratings and have a better idea of how good the players are. And obviously ITF tournaments and a lot of the juniors overseas now, they play ATP tournaments, so a lot of them have ATP points. So the recruiting has changed a lot, and I know a lot of coaches do go overseas now. I guess they have a budget now to go travel and recruit, so that's why you see.
Or they have contacts in countries.
For sure.
But yours wasn't really that way. Yours was essentially just because your brother
correct
had been recruited by somebody and brought over here.
Yes, for sure. So my brother Andy, paved the way for me. So I learned from his experience, and he had a very positive experience. So I wanted to do the same.
Yeah.
And I was very thankful that Coach Higgins had faith in me, and I got to play all 4 years. And then because of me, my younger brother Alvin came later too.
Where did he go?
So, also EKU.
Yeah, he played at Eastern.
He played there as well. Yeah. Also for Coach Tom Higgins.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about a home renovation or new build? Start with the cabinets, because great spaces begin with great design. And there's no better place to start than Vision Cabinet Source in Campbellsville, Kentucky. Vision Cabinet Source delivers premium cabinetry backed by a 17-step finishing process, ensuring top-quality craftsmanship that looks beautiful and lasts for years. From kitchens to bathrooms to office spaces, their wide selection of styles and finishes means you'll find the perfect fit, whatever your vision. And it's not just for locals, they ship nationwide, so no matter where you are in the U.S., you can get high-quality cabinets delivered right to your door. Whether you're a homeowner, builder, or contractor, Vision Cabinet Source makes it easy to get the look you want at a price that makes sense. Visit visioncabinet.com or call 270-465-3222 to get started. That's Vision Cabinet Source, where your vision becomes reality.
And so then you finish college and you finish your playing eligibility there in college. So what was the thinking on what do you do next? I mean,
so I got my degree in 4 years. I was a business management major. And then I wanted to stay in this country and get some working experience. So I had 1 year of practical training that I was able to do as a foreign student. I worked as a management trainee at a sports club in Columbus, Ohio. So in the daytime, I will learn different aspects of running the club, kind of like this facility here. Maybe like I'll shadow somebody in accounting and marketing and how to learn to manage the facilities and stuff. I'll work from like 8 to 3, and then in the evening I'll teach them tennis.
Yeah.
So long days, but it was very satisfying. So that was a good experience. And then I was offered to go back to EKU to be a graduate assistant and get my MBA. So after my MBA, I was looking for a job. And I did get a pharmaceutical job down in Somerset, Kentucky.
Okay.
Didn't know anybody there.
That was my question. How did you end up in Somerset? So, okay.
Yeah, so I went there for a job, really. And when I was there, after college tennis, I didn't really play a whole lot. I was kind of burnt out.
I see.
So I didn't play for a long time. And then after a few years in Somerset, I saw that there's not much tennis going on there. There's a few people that play at high school, but that's about it. And that's when I got in touch with the USTA Kentucky executive director, Jason Miller, at the time. And we met, and he kind of told me the situation about Southeastern Kentucky not having much tennis activity. This is back in 2015, I think. And he said, based on my knowledge and experience, maybe I can start what's called a CTA, Community Tennis Association. And I talked to my wife, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I know it takes a lot of time, like anything else.
So you weren't really playing at that time, and you hadn't really played much tennis, if any tennis, since college. And we're talking several years have gone by now,
Yes.
right? But you
Yes.
decide, I would really like to start a community tennis association here because maybe I'll get back into it. Is that what you're
Right.
thinking? Maybe you'll start playing again?
Well, I was brought up by my dad. So my dad was the vice president of Malaysian Lawn Tennis Association. So he was big on grassroots tennis.
Uh-huh.
So I saw him do, some amazing stuff with, improving the level of tennis in Malaysia. So when I talked to Jason Miller, and I got to know that USTA had a lot of resources that I can tap into to
Yes.
start something. Like you guys know, it's not easy to start something from scratch. So they were very big supporters. So I appreciate them. And also John Herring at that time, he helped me a lot. So based on the resources from USTA Kentucky, I was able to get together some of the involved parents of high school players. I put them on my board. That's always helpful because they have a vested interest. And I obviously tap into the high school coaches at that time who already had the connections and whatnot. So we started out with a board of like 8 to 10 people. And the first thing we did was, because we didn't have any of our own facilities, we went fully supportive of the high school program. So we tapped into that market. We had junior clinics for 7 to 12-year-olds. And then we had a few adult tennis apprentice programs for beginners. And then eventually we started tournaments. And the first tournament was, we talked to Chris Godby through Dwayne Harris.
Who's that?
So I think, Chris, at that time you said that Somerset used to host CKTS tournaments?
Somerset had a CKTS tournament from like 2003 to 2008. I'm just ballparking.
Yeah. Right.
And the director that we had for that tournament, Cliff Randall, rest in peace, he moved to Louisville and sort of abandoned that tournament. He didn't abandon it; he moved.
Right.
But
Yes.
but the tournament was sort of abandoned, I guess,
Yes.
in favor of larger places, that had more courts. But
Right.
we're definitely glad to be back there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, at that time, where Lake Cumberland Tennis Association was trying to grow tennis, we need tournaments. So we appreciate you reaching out to us and, us able to do that, because as a young CTA, we were not sure that's something we could organize successfully. So the first year was, we didn't have many players yet. I think it was like 80 players. But we grew from there.
That's not terrible anyway.
No.
80 players isn't terrible.
For a first year? Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. I seem to remember that we had a hole in the schedule maybe that year. And I may have come to you. It may have been a very mutual thing that first year, they need us and we need them.
Yeah.
And
I think Dwayne Harris was very influential in all that. You know, you have a closer relationship with Dwayne at that time, and he was the big one to push us towards that direction. And Jason Ford obviously was a good resource, big supporter. Sponsor of a tournament as well. So
I've heard of Jason Ford. That name sounds familiar.
You make cabinets? Is that what he does?
They do
Plays a
something
little
with,
tennis.
with woodworking.
Yeah.
I think it is.
he might be a sponsor of CKTS or something.
Oh, I think their logo is right behind Alfie there. Vision Cabinet Source.
No, Jason's been great. He's on our board at LCTA, so he was definitely big on helping us grow tennis in our area. So, that's... And, part of the inspiration for me was my dad wanted me to do it because he was successful in doing it in Malaysia, but it's also, I was doing it also for myself to give back to the community, right? So I had the scholarship from EKU, so pretty much Kentucky gave me that scholarship, so that's my way of giving back to Kentucky.
So Alfie's son, I think, won the boys 12s on the CKTS this year.
Yes.
So that you talked about how important your dad was in your development as a tennis player and tennis in Malaysia. What's it been like now? Because I'm sure you are your son's coach. What's it been like to be on that end of it?
Yeah, it's been great. So I have an older son as well, Aiden, that played for me. And he was actually successful. He, in his junior year in high school, representing Pulaski County High School, they won boys doubles region 2 years ago.
I remember that.
So, and not bad for winning regions, being that he's mainly was a soccer player.
Okay.
So he kind of had a late surge there. But Aaron's different. He started out interested very early. So this is his second year playing CKTS. So we started last summer. I was just having fun playing with him, recreationally, working on his fundamentals. But last year he started playing some tournaments, and he did okay. As you start winning, you get more interested in playing more and more.
And he's tried his hand at the 14 and over also, right?
Yes, he did. Yes.
Challenging himself. And did you contribute to that? Did you encourage him to do that?
Yeah, we play a lot more 14s this year, simply because our long-term goal is this coming spring, he'll be eligible to play in high school tennis. So this year we played 12s and 14s so that he's exposed to bigger boys who might be bigger than him, hit harder, more topspin. So in order to do well in the high school season, he needs to get a look at that, have a taste of that. And he's done pretty well. Other than some of your champions here, Roger and Sawyer, I think he came in third in the 14th.
Yeah,
So, not bad for a 12-year-old. And I think he learned a lot. And I think playing those players help him improve a lot, because when you're playing players who hit harder and faster, you have to force yourself to get ready quicker and anticipate more. So I think that's just going to help him in the long run. So back to your question, it's been great because I've been through this with my dad, so now it's my turn to give back to Aaron, and as a parent, you kind of have to balance it out, right?
Yeah.
So part of you want to coach him, but not push too hard because you know what that can do as well. So you got to keep a nice balance between a relationship with the father and son as a coach and a player. So I had to keep that in check all the time.
This year's the first time that Chris and I had ever played tennis against one another.
Really?
You had to bring that up.
Well, I bring it up because Alfie and I have been on opposing 40 and over 4-0 men's teams for the last several years.
Yes.
We have never played against one another.
Where'd you all play?
Well, no, I'm saying and I have not played.
Yeah, but you guys.
We played here.
Okay.
We played in both of my tournaments, right? We played in the Sidcast.
Okay.
And we played in the Puppets tournament.
Nice.
But, Alfie and I have, been on opposing teams for several years.
Yes.
We've never been on the same court. So it's probably good for me that it hasn't happened yet. So
he could still play. He says his knees are bad and everything, but I think he's just doing that to to sound low
At
key.
our age, at our age, something is always hurting, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. Like, if I'm going to be president of Lake Cumberland Tennis, then I need to be playing,
Yeah.
right? So I try my best. It's not fun to play when you're hurt because you're,
Right.
you're frustrated all the time and whatnot. It takes longer to recover
You ain't kidding.
after a match.
I think the people that play anything LCTA, I think they understand. They know you, and they appreciate all the work that you do for the organization. I don't think that they care whether you play or not. I don't think, what's this guy doing?
Can't believe Alfie missed a forehand.
Play. I mean, like, no, I don't think it's like that at all.
I'm Dave Portnoy, and I'm asking for your help in supporting the Tunnel to Towers Foundation as it continues to pay off the mortgages for fallen first responder and Gold Star families who died in the line of duty and left behind young children. Not only that, but they also build mortgage-free smart homes for catastrophically injured veterans and have recently committed to eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Tunnel to Towers has been caring for America's greatest heroes for more than 2 decades, and we ask you to join us on our mission to do good.
Certainly. Well, can you tell us a little bit about, I know you're in a position of leadership on the board at USTA Kentucky, right? Tell us a little bit about how you came to be a part of USTA Kentucky board and what that experience has been like.
Yeah, so back to when I first met Jason Miller, the executive director of USTA Kentucky. This back in 2015, I believe. Based on my background and the fact that I was going to start a CTA in Lake Cumberland area, he was also tapping into me for my knowledge and experience, so that I could serve on the board of USTA Kentucky. So I've been on the board since 2015 as well, in various roles. But I believe the last 4 years, I have been the vice president.
Okay.
So it's been good. Kentucky is doing some good things, especially being part of the USTA Southern. That's the most active section of USTA. It's good to see USTA National providing a lot more resources to the South and Kentucky. So because of that, we're able to do some innovative things. Obviously, we're trying to grow league tennis. That has been up and down with COVID. That we had a big surge of players, and now it's kind of dying out and stabilizing. We're not growing as fast as we did during 2020, but we're still getting a lot of players. But where everything's normalizing, there are other opportunities for them to do other things, not just tennis, right? So, but we are seeing a lot of growth in junior tennis. A lot of people playing a lot more junior tennis, and if our pros, American pros, are doing well, that helps inspire our juniors, right? So we have some really strong men players and women players right now that America has produced. So that helps motivate the juniors as well.
Now, you said you've been vice president for 4 years.
At
so
least
are
4.
you in line to be a future president of USTA Kentucky?
Not necessarily. Right now, with my young kids, the time's a constraint.
Okay.
I think I can do it, but not having the time to do it well is the
So you think maybe a little bit down the road?
possibly. Yeah,
Okay.
possibly. I mean, I like what Kentucky is doing so far. I like my role in it as a vice president, but I help whoever the president is. We all work together as a team to grow tennis. So it doesn't matter who's the president. But obviously, it's nice to have different presidents because they all have their own different visions for Kentucky. So it's been nice to see that and being part of that as well.
What is next for your duties with USTA Kentucky? Will it be Kentucky Tennis Weekend in February? Are you kind of on a break until then, or do you have more meetings coming up with them and more duties?
Yeah.
Got a Zoom meeting next month, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. We do. I think the board meets like 4 times a year or so. So we
Usually
do have
twice in person, twice remotely.
correct.
So-
Yeah.
And we
So-
met, the last time we met was at the Lexington tournament.
Yeah,
that
the
was
Lexington
in person.
Challenge. Yeah, so Chad's also on the board, so we do meet, and the next big event is early February. That's our annual USTA Kentucky meeting. that's when a lot of CTAs come in together, and we have award ceremony and a Hall of Fame celebrations. So that's the
I've been to that
next
award
big thing.
ceremony.
We've been there before.
You guys are multiple award winners, like
Yes, multiple MCs.
yeah, that too.
But I don't know. I don't know we're doing it this year.
Known for our bad jokes.
Yeah.
We have not heard anything about it. So
No, it's been refreshing to have you guys. I mean, it's
Good,
great.
thank you.
Yeah, I think it's just mix it up and actually have players who are involved in hosting. So
absolutely. Alfie, it's been great having you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I said, I've wanted to do this for a while. And when we interviewed you, I guess it's been almost 2 years ago at Kentucky Tennis Weekend, I remember saying, I want to have you back sometime, and I want to hear the whole story about how you came here from Malaysia to play tennis and ended up staying. So you've told us that story, and I really appreciate you sharing with us today, and look forward to seeing more of you.
yeah, thank you. It's been great to be here.
And thanks for being my doubles partner during the last tournament and helping me win the men's 40 and over doubles.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So-
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Alfie-
You had a good year.
Thank you. Alfie Cheng, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you.
So there you have it. There's a look at Aces and Appetizers 2025, which we held a couple of weekends ago on November 9th at the Warren County Tennis and Sports Facility. I will never remember that exactly right. It's
rolled off your
got
tongue that
Buchanan in the brain.
It rolled off your tongue there.
Well, it rolled off the paper right here, too. It's right here on this paper. In fact, I have this little startup and shutdown list for doing these tapings, and I just print it every time and do the little check boxes. And I've got it printed, so it'll be on every one of these documents. Warren County Tennis and Sports Facility. Anyway, so we had a great time that day, and really, Alfie was the only interview we got to do because everybody was on the court, and it's hard to get people, especially if they're camera shy, to, hey, will you quit playing tennis? Which you came here really to do, and come and talk to us while you're 10 feet away from the food that you might also want. So tennis is their first choice. The cheese dip is their second choice. And being on camera with us in perhaps a failed video experiment is their third choice. So we got Alfie, though, because he didn't come to play that day. His son, Aaron, was there to play and get his award. So, and congratulations to Aaron. But anyway, any final thoughts on that weekend before we go?
I would say if you're a local, if you're a Bowling Green person and you didn't come get your award, I probably have it in my office here.
Chad probably has a table full of awards. I brought several home. I mean, that happens every year, whether we have a good crowd at these events or not. We always have a lot of awards that aren't picked up, and I brought what Chad didn't keep there for the Bowling Green people. I have them with me, and you'll just have to get those at the summer 2026 tournaments. They'll probably be in the trunk of my car, and we'll hopefully get rid of most of the rest of those. I still have some 2024 awards. I still have 2023, 2022. I still have some of those too. So they make they take up some nice space in my basement. But anyway, that's a look at Aces and Appetizers 2025. I want to thank everybody for watching. I don't have any notes in front of me. We're on all the usual socials that we're on. If you're finding this episode right now, you can find it next time. And there is no Hawkeye today, but Hawkeye says we are out. And
it's
until
like we're playing a challenger in South America. There's no Hawkeye system in place here.
Okay, well, here it is anyway.
You did.
I mean, I've got it. I might as well use it, right?
No.
Does it sound a little quiet to you? Out.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. I had the sound effects volume down. I'm still experimenting with things here, with the cameras and just different stuff, It's exciting. Anyway, until next time, I'm Chris Godby with Chad Young, and this has been Game Set Match Kentucky.